Episode of Capes and Lunatics is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. Get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
Recording has started.
Hello, cats and kittens, children of all ages. I am Charlie, the Professor Esser, and this is Super Connectivity. We're glad you could join us today. My power has gone out. Fortunately, the Wi-Fi and the computer both have batteries. We'll see how long they last. With me to go through the amazing tales to astonish, tales of suspense, is, of course, the bashful blue-eyed bomber of the Burg of Pitts.
That's what I was waiting for. Phil, me, and Perich.
Hello, Philip. Fill me in. What? Okay, a little bit of feedback there. I don't know if that's on my side or yours, but something is feeding back. Okay, man, today has been a crazy day for me for electricity, because my battery was dead this morning in the car. So I didn't get to take my wife to the nail salon for her birthday for like an extra 45 minutes for AAA to show up. And you guys are saying, yeah, you should probably replace your battery. It's, batteries only last like, 3 to 5 years. I'm like, well, how much is it? He's like $200. It's like, maybe not so much. So anyway, that happens. And then I was running through all the comic books trying to make sure I got up on my Daredevil, which there's a thing in that theories, and and Deadpool. That was a lovely tale about child molestation and spoilers. Spoilers. Yeah, and then of course Power of X, which didn't suck. So yay. We'll probably talk about all those with the great Lilith Hellfire on Capes and Lunatics, assuming my battery lasts that long. Okay. Lots of stuff to get to. One comic book I did want to talk to. And I wanted to do this as our opener.
Okay.
I want to talk about history of the Marvel Universe. Ooh, look, see how professional Phil is? This is all bagged and boarded. See, because this is for Luca. This is his legacy. Says this is why we can't afford to send you to college, because I bought a bunch of comic books.
Well, you have a pull list, right? They don't give you bags and boards for your books.
No, we're not a fancy store.
Yeah.
Bags and boards cost extra, Philip. I don't know what kind of billionaire comic book enthusiast your guy is, but yeah, it's wasteful, and we only have one planet, Philip. So it's like, oh, great, Dad, you encourage more plastic to be out there in the universe. Which is why we don't have dolphins, Dad.
It's not going in the landfill.
Anyway, so here's the thing about this one, because they are splitting the difference on Sliding Time. Did you catch this?
I think so, but
yeah. Okay. Well, so we see, of course, Namor and Human Torch, and of course, and I love this is one of my favorite things series. You have this little thing in the bottom of like Steve Rogers walking across the Marvel universe.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Just great visual storytelling throughout this book. But you have in this that, so you have some stuff that's in the 40s, including. Oh, so Dr. Druid, he's in the 30s, so they throw him back in time. And then, but then, we go through the entire World War II. We get a little bit of Isaiah Bradley there.
Mm-hmm.
That is Isaiah, right? I always get him and his son mixed up.
I believe so.
Yeah, that is Isaiah. The other one, can't remember what his name is. And then, 1, 2, 3, go. That's what they're spelling there. Okay. I couldn't quite tell for a minute. But then, so they have, and of course, we get all of your favorite heroes. We've got, hey, look at that. Quantum Bands.
Yeah. Marvel Boy, yeah.
Marvel Boy. Although actually, in the current Agents of Atlas, he's an actual Uranian. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure, But then again, that goes into a whole aspect of this. Blue Marvel. Anyway, so this is what I wanted to get to. We get of course, Agents of Atlas. Of course, did exist in this universe although no 3D man. They did not have 3D man in this universe, suggesting 3D man was the guy who actually caused problems. And no one likes a 3D man. They have all of the stuff that they've gone back in time to retroactively put into it, like the Mystery Men of New York City are mentioned here. Get sweet little Groot. Gotta remember Groot. Yeah, we get Doctor Strange, but what you get, and again, this puts Doctor Strange further back in time. But then we get, and I'm trying to find. Here we go. When we get to not Vietnam, but what part of the world this is? Where the Mandarin and Lady Lotus and Wong Chu are all hanging out.
It was.
They said because they don't call it Vietnam, they call it something else.
Sian Kong.
Yeah. So, but here's the thing: we have Ben and Reed in this conflict in the 60s now, not in the 40s as with their original continuity.
Mm-hmm.
But then after that, we see them in college, which means obviously you can argue, well, yeah, after the war, that's when Reed went and got his doctorate because it was grad school, as opposed to just regular college. But what this tells me, what that scene in particular tells me, this isn't the Marvel Universe's history. This is the Marvel Universe's history as written by Franklin Richards.
Mm.
And, and I get the feeling we're going to get an issue in here where Galactus is going to tell Franklin, then you were conceived, and then that's when you started to mess with time. And that's when time started to slide because that was you, Franklin, all you. I think they're going to do, the Marvel Universe. It's a nice place. Storyline from the and I forget the website, but it's Fantastic Four. It's the Great American Novel.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way, I just really love. I love the Destiny, Mystique.
Yes,
Destiny and Mystique. Yeah, those two crazy kids. Hey, Power's back! Yay! Everybody's happy now. Yes. Oh, and you see, they also put Blade back into the 30s here.
Oh yeah.
And which also suggests that Destiny and Mystique have got to be 125 years old at this point.
Yeah.
Because they're predating the Man on the Wall.
Yeah. I mean, Mystique in those X-Men issues always struck me as being old, but I mean, but Mystique's a shapeshifter, so I mean,
yeah. Well, we knew Destiny was old. We just didn't know, or at least I didn't know. Apparently, she's like I said, 125 now.
Yeah,
because she's still kicking it in old school in our modern world. So, yeah. But I do think that the entire thrust of this is going to be both first of, and this is the new canon. So that's the first aspect of it. This is the new canon, and it is specifically the Franklin Richards redesigned universe canon.
Mm-hmm.
And what I find about that whole issue with Ben and Reed in the war before going to college storyline is that it's also maybe that's the kind of thing that a kid like Franklin, as he's hearing his dad's stories, might get confused. Well, did you go to college and then go to war? Or did you go to war and then go to college? And the truth is that actually in the 40s, that was common because that was when we first got the GI Bill. So guys would go to war and then would come home and then would go to college. I don't know if that was as common in the 60s or if, really in the 60s, you would imagine a guy like Reed might have gotten, deferments for going to college,
Maybe.
Which you didn't necessarily have in the 40s. But anyway, it's great. It also returns Reed back to his military roots, his OSI roots. So that's cool. We get some neat stuff about Hydra in there. We get the different Red Skulls. We even reference William Burnside and Jack Monroe, and it's just great. I really love this book so much. It is just such a fantastic book. It is everything my little nerd brain wants. And as a kid, I would have loved it just as much as I love it now. It is. I think it's a true, a true. What's what I'm looking for? A true
tribute to the
heir.
universe.
Well, to Marvel Saga.
Yeah,
it's a true heir to Marvel Saga, and I like that. I'm loving this. What did you think, Phil?
I mean, it is good, which I figured it would be because Mark Waid's like a big comic book historian, especially. I think his number one is like Captain America, so of course all that William Burnside and Jack Monroe stuff is going to be in there, and yeah.
I mean, it's just great, and really, like I said, I mean, and although again, it's the whole thing, the history of the universe. Well, not much happened for the first few billion years. Then this one little planet in the last 200 years. That's when the universe took off.
Yeah, the first issue is more universal than this. By the time we get to this issue, now everything happens on Earth.
Yeah, it's like, man, it's Skrulls doing anything? No, not really. I mean, they might invade Earth, and then that's going to be big news next week.
Well, they might show us stuff when like the Kree-Skrull war hits and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll get back to the cosmos later. But it's like, just understand, Mudball 3. That's the planet. That is what everyone loves. Mudball 3. Okay. But yeah, I love that book, and I know that because it's it's the history of Marvel Universe. I doubt Lilith got it. Yeah. I doubt it's something Lilith wants to read.
Yeah,
I figured this was a safe one we could talk here.
Yeah, but I mean, how would you feel if have they ever said that what if they brought it in the continuity that the cosmic rays keep the Fantastic Four young, especially Ben? What if when he's the Thing, stops his aging process? So he only ages a week every year.
That actually is canon. That he actually only now he only ages one day every year.
Mm-hmm.
So he actually and actually it has been well established that yes, if you get exposed to radiation or super soldier serum, you age slower.
Yeah.
So that is a well established concept within the storyline. And of course, if you fall off panel, as Gwenpool will tell you, you may age 100 years or not age a day. Although, and according to She-Hulk continuity, when they stop writing about you, then you actually start to age at the normal rate. And that's why the blonde Phantom came back as an old lady. Although then she got euthanized. She got turned young again. But then she wound up putting on a lot of weight because she, wasn't super hearing anymore. And so, I always ate a lot of candy, but I just never. But I always burnt it off because I was super hearing all the time. Now I'm young, and but that's okay because She-Hulk's dad. Because I think She-Hulk's dad is married to her. And speaking of She-Hulk,
big D23 news, people.
We finally got She-Hulk back.
They announced 3 more original Marvel series for Disney Plus.
I know, and okay, go ahead. What are the 3?
Of course, She-Hulk, Miss Marvel, and Moon Knight. Yeah,
and yes, good old. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with Moon Knight.
Yeah,
and I'm sure our friends in are they Australia or New Zealand?
Australia.
I'm sure our friends in Australia will have much to say about it on their ongoing podcast.
Into the Night, yes.
Into the Night. Is that spelled with a K?
Yes.
Yes, it is. Okay. Into the Night with a K. Watch for them. Subscribe to them. They all talk funny. It's great. They talk with a weird accent. I don't know.
They sound like Skrulls.
Yes, must be. Must be Skrulls. But so Ms. Marvel and She-Hulk, of course, are the 2 that I'm all about, because these are stuff I like. But as I said, the best part is we're finally going to have a decent lawyer in the Marvel Universe.
Oh.
I mean, okay, Jaren Hogarth, she's an okay lawyer. I'm not going to say she's a bad lawyer. I just think that all the other lawyers in New York are just really bad, and she just looks good by comparison.
Yeah.
I think she's a really good bluffer, but I've never actually seen her try a case. Jen Walter, she's a real hardcore, old-school lawyer who is actually good at her job and can balances her superheroism at the same time. And I'm really excited to see how they do it. I want to see if they do a Savage She-Hulk story. I want to see how she gets her powers. I mean, I want to see if they're going to do the whole because there's a lot of ways to it. You have just the traditional, she needs a blood transfusion. Hey, Bruce, you have blood. It's like, yeah, it's a little bit radioactive though.
That's what I was gonna say. Is are we gonna see Mark Ruffalo for at least the first episode then?
We might even see. Oh, we might actually see him still as the Hulk.
Yeah,
because he's still the Hulk. Dr. Banner, pelted by.
I mean, imagine if she needs a blood transfusion and she gets it from fully,
Yeah, fully Hulk. Then it's like, well, then that's not surprising.
Yeah, exactly.
That really doesn't shock me. No. Or we're going to get a nice leader sub story.
Mm-hmm.
I've always had the theory that, although apparently there is some discussion of this, because I always felt they must have had that it must have been Banner's mom was sisters with Jennifer Walters' mom. But maybe she was, which I thought that would be great because then we can say it's actually the mitochondrial DNA.
Okay.
That because they would have the exact same mitochondrial DNA because it passes. Yeah, because you have the exact same. Everyone that your mother and you and all of your siblings born from the same mother all have virtually identical mitochondrial DNA because mitochondrial DNA passes unchanged person to person along the maternal line. So I thought that would be a really great way to frame the story that the mitochondrial DNA is what puts it through. So that's good. Very excited about that. And I want to see how they tell the origin of She-Hulk because there's so many great ways to do it. You could do it like I've always had that idea that you actually take from the actual old Hulk TV show, which was, I believe it was called Marriage, where the Hulk meets this woman and she's got this kind of an autoimmune disease kind of thing that's causing her to die. And, the Hulk realizes that, not the Hulk, but Bruce Banner realizes that my cells could save this person. And so, cool. That is pretty awesome. I'm very excited about the whole thing, and it's going to be fun. Anyway.
Do you want? But what do you think of Miss Marvel?
Oh, okay. So that's the big. Sorry, just texting D. Just letting her know I'm podcasting right now because she's hopping the bus back home. Sorry. Okay. Yes, so Ms. Marvel. So here's my thing with Ms. Marvel. Okay. She is, of course, great and awesome, and everyone loves her. But the thing with Ms. Marvel is she kind of replaces Spider-Man very easily.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I could see them renegotiating Spider-Man. Spider-Man might not be completely out yet.
Oh, I don't think it is because here's the thing, and like I said, Tristan agrees with Lilith. It's all Disney's fault.
Well, I think it was a negotiating tactic. They wanted 50%, thinking, they want 20, but they started at 50 to see what they could get. And then I think it was Sony leaked to the public just for perception to be like, oh, look how much they wanted. Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, well, but again, it's the reality that Sony, you can't make Spider-Man films. Okay, you can't make Spider-Man films, Sony. You shouldn't try to make Spider-Man films. You're not good at it.
Well, they'll say, look at Into the Spider-Verse.
Okay. And I'll say, are you going to keep on making cartoons? Because then fine. Go make as many Spider-Man cartoons as you want. You hit your stride there.
Yeah.
You're going to tell me that because making a Spider-Man cartoon is a very different thing than making a movie.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And, you have to deal with the fact that you need to find all these connections that built up the Spider-Man universe, and they don't have them, and that's bad for Sony. Meanwhile, Marvel has Ms. Marvel, who again, teenage girl gains crazy superpowers, kind of has to hide it from her family, has lots of high school drama to deal with. Has a love interest that's kind of on again on. I mean, there's lots of great stories that you can tell between Kamala and Bruno and, all the gang down in Jersey City. And it's set in Jersey, which is always good. Always good. And I think that's sort of where Marvel is. And this is what I've said. Marvel would love to have Spider-Man back. Marvel doesn't need Spider-Man back.
Mm-hmm.
Marvel made you care about Iron Man, made you care about Thor, made you care about Loki, made you care about Groot and Rocket Raccoon.
Yeah.
They don't actually need Spider-Man just to get you to care. They know how to make you care with any of their characters, and they have shown it repeatedly.
Oh, yeah.
So it just becomes this question like, yes, we very much like Spider-Man. Spider-Man is our iconic character. We would love to have him in our universe. But if we're going to go through all this trouble to invest all this money to make a good Spider-Man film, we want a little more on the back end. And Sony, because really Sony just is sitting there cashing checks. Basically, Sony doesn't want to be licensing. They don't want to be in the position that Marvel is in. Because right now what it is Marvel licenses to Sony Spider-Man, which means they get this a nice portion, but a small portion of the profits of the film because it's a licensing deal.
I thought I heard they get like 5% or something plus all the like merchandise and stuff. And and the thing is that under this structure, Marvel doesn't have to do anything. They don't have to write it. They don't have to pay for it. They don't have to shoot it. Sony has all the downside risk, and Disney. And Disney really just gets to cash the checks when a Spider-Man film makes money. Mm-hmm. In fact, I think they get paid even if the Spider-Man film loses money, because it's you're paying for the character, and then if there's money on the back end, then they get a cut of the money on the back end. Yeah. This time, what Disney is saying, look, we're gonna write it, shoot it, direct it, film it. All we need, and we want to have a bigger cut of the pie because we're taking all of the front end risk now, and because you own it, because you have that legal right. We're going to cut you a sweet deal because all you're doing is really licensing it back to us. We're still going to give you 50%. Yeah.
We're going to make this an even split, and we're going to put it. We're going to take the risk and build out this thing and just give you money on a regular, ongoing basis. And Tony's like, no, I don't want to do that. And actually, my honest personal opinion, I think that there was people have been so down on Sony making Spider-Man films. I think that they just started feeling magic. We can make Spider-Man films. We're not going to sell it to you guys.
Well, I thought I heard. Is this true? I thought I heard that Sony wanted Disney to kick in some money too for these productions, and then Disney was like, "Okay, well then we want 50%."
Yeah, I mean anything is possible. I think that there is a good chance that everything's going to be resolved eventually. Because as the memes say, why make billions when we can make millions? It's like they're not. Sony's not smart, but they're not stupid. And they'll come back and they'll renegotiate it. And they'll, it'll be a little bit. It'll be less than 50. They'll get like maybe they'll do 30%, 70, 30 or something like that.
I'm thinking Disney wanted 20 or 30%, but they, negotiations. You start high and you come down.
Exactly.
The other guy thinks he, cut a sweet deal, and you're like, that's what I wanted all along.
Well, exactly. Because really, all Disney really wants is just to have the creative control, so they can have their United Universe, and they can keep Sony from screwing it up. Yeah. We're letting them have Venom. Quite frankly, no one was that married to Venom to start. Like, everyone says, "Oh, they did a good Venom film." It's like, did they though? Did they make a good Venom film? But anyway, we want to save some of this for look. There's a whole lot to say, and I want to talk John Walker.
Yes,
you heard it here first, folks. We the great Philip Perich suggested that that the government might not cotton to the idea of an African American Captain America for some reason. I can't imagine why our current government would have any problem with a African American Captain America, but apparently they might. And it has been confirmed. John Walker, the super patriot himself, the guy who makes William Burnside look stable, is going to be coming in to the story. And given that we are going to have, well, we assume we're going to have Taskmaster in the Black Widow film, I think we're going to get a tie-in to Captain America and Bucky to Taskmaster in this. Yes. Well, yeah. Hey, he's okay as U.S. agent, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I actually like him a bit as U.S. agent. And he actually is kind of cool, you know, when he like lost his leg and stuff. And he came at the rap. And he was actually kind of cool. I actually liked him in that because he actually made the point. It's like, you know, we could give you robotic body parts. Like, why? So I can end up like Nuke? You know, I don't want that. You know, I don't want a bunch of robotic body parts put on me. You know, I did what I did, and and not for nothing. Even with one leg, he actually does pretty good in butt kicking contests when they've had him do it.
But did you see who's playing John Walker, U.S. agent?
No, who's playing John Walker, U.S. agent?
There's already a connection. His father has appeared in the MCU.
Okay.
Wyatt Russell, son of Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn.
Oh wow, Wyatt Russell.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is he a bulky guy?
What?
Is he a bulky guy?
I don't know. I'm not familiar. Maybe I'll look up a picture.
Well, I mean, Kurt Russell is. I mean, he was, Jungle Boy. We all know.
And again, that
man had abs in the '60s when nobody had abs. Okay.
And again, I'm sure that they get all those actors in the gym. So.
True. Although I always, of course, it's because he's a '90s character. I always think about him as really bulked up. But of course, we've moved away from the bulking. You know, he just has to be Captain America level bulky. And now, did they confirm he's playing U.S. agent or is he just John Walker?
What did the headline say? Let me see. I think it said John Walker. So
yeah. So I think we're going to get some different ideas in there.
I don't know. Well, the headline I sent you guys, it says U.S. agent cast for what Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
So maybe he is U.S. agent. Maybe they felt that Super Patriot was a little too on the nose,
and
U.S. agent was a little bit less. Gee, is he going to be a good guy or a bad guy? I don't know. Is he super racist? He's just a U.S. agent. Maybe less so. I want to know, they're going to do any connection to Trish Walker from John Walker? Maybe she's in there, man. Oh, but that is like I'll talk about that on Capes and Lunatics. The real tragedy of the loss of Spider-Man. Nothing to do with Spider-Man, but we'll talk about that in Capes and Lunatics.
I mean,
stay tuned, kids.
If they change the origin, they could play with that Trish Walker thing. But in the comics, he was from the South, so I think Georgia or something.
Yeah, well, I don't even know if Trish Walker's actual last name. So it's one of those kind of things. It's she might be, Trish Goldfarb, and then just be Trish Walker. No. More commercial because Trish's mom.
Oh yeah,
Trish's mom has got it going on. Well, less so now, but spoilers if you haven't seen Jessica Jones season 3. Good show, but yeah, I mean, I'm really hoping Trish comes back. Of all the people in the MCU or the Netflix MCU to come back, I really hope it's Trish Walker.
They have to. They have to find places for those characters, especially those Netflix characters. Because I was going to ask you, eventually, is that a way we could reintroduce Matt Murdock as in the She-Hulk series?
Yeah, in which she's going to say, "You are just a very bad lawyer, Mr. Murdock."
Yeah, there you
go. Yeah. So it's just like, have you ever actually lawyered anything before, Matt? It's like, well, I usually, cut out the last couple of days of the trial. I usually had Foggy do the heavy lifting. It's like, I'm just really good looking.
And then the U.S. agent stuff. Are they going to introduce that strength augmentation process? And then,
the power broker.
Yeah. Oh, what if Trish goes to the power broker?
Well, she already got it.
Well, here's the thing. She has the agility and stuff, but what if she's like, yeah, I want strength. I want Jessica Jones with strength.
I don't know. I think she's doing okay as she is. And for what it's worth, Malice worked with the power broker.
Yes.
So, and not for nothing, I don't think Malice died. It's one of those deaths where it's like, no body, no death, man. Maybe. I don't know. I think Malice could come back.
Maybe they were keeping it vague so they could use him.
Yeah, well, it's like, He's like, "Oh, I'm the monster," and he blows it up. And it's like, yeah, but because like I said, here's the thing: I don't believe that Malice wasn't juicing himself. You got this thing; it's restored this city. You know it works. You're not gonna take a little something for yourself. Come on, you're not really an ethical scientist to start with, so.
But that's the thing. I don't think he was in the comics, though, did he? I don't think he was juicing himself in the comics. Malice.
I'm sorry, what?
I don't think Malice was juicing himself in the comics. So I was like, hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, okay. I don't know if I was breaking up or you were breaking up, but yeah. I know I couldn't hear you.
Okay.
So, yeah, in the comics, he does wind up juicing because he gets a Venom symbiote, that kind of stuff.
It's you're freezing up.
Face. I don't know. Do I?
You're freezing up. Maybe you might need to plug in.
Technology is failing us. Yeah. Yes. Anyway. No. Did you lose me? Okay. Yeah. I don't know who's blinking out here. That's always the problem with these things. It's like something definitely isn't working. You. Anyway, Phil. Let's see what else is going on. Yeah, I mean this is announcements are coming out of, right?
Yes.
Or is it just randomized Disney Plus announcements?
No, D23. I don't know if you can hear me, but yes, D23. I can hear you, but I don't know if you can hear me.
Are you there, Phil?
Yes, I am here. This is the.
You can hear me.
Yes.
I can hear you. It gets very garbly, so I don't know. Okay, we'll fix it in post. Lilith, edit that part out. But yeah, I mean, I would love to see Malice.
Hopefully we don't lose him soon. He's getting choppy.
Not cat and mouth, but Diamondback come back, because they left him hanging, man. And they left, freaking Luke Cage flirting with the dark side. I don't know, man. There's a lot in that Netflix universe.
Oh, man. Charlie? Wish he would plug in. Charlie. All right, might be losing Charlie Esser here. All right, everyone. But yeah, the D23 stuff. Yeah, they announced a whole heck of a lot of stuff yesterday. Because I remember for San Diego Comic-Con, they were saying, when they announced the Eternals and everything, they were like, man, we had so much stuff. We had to decide what we were announcing here. And you knew they were saving stuff for D23, which makes me wonder, New York Comic-Con's in the fall. So are we going to get even more announcements in the fall? But yeah, so yesterday, Friday, the 23rd, we got the announcements for, She-Hulk, Ms. Marvel, and Moon Knight are going to be part of Disney Plus. They're going to be all new Disney Plus series, those three. And of course, yeah, like we said, John Walker, the U.S. agent, played by Wyatt Russell, will be appearing in Falcon and the Winter Soldier series.
Am I back?
Yes, you're back.
Okay, good. Yes, because I think that's what I need to do. I needed to log off and log back in again. D23, they were saving stuff for D23, and that's great. And yeah, and then they're going to have stuff for New York Comic Con.
Well, that's what I was just saying, rambling to myself. It's just like, for San Diego, they said they're like, oh, we have so much stuff to announce. We had to decide what we wanted to drop here. So you knew they were going to save for D23. So we got all this stuff. What do they have for New York Comic Con?
Well, exactly. Well, I think we're going to get the return of all of our Netflix heroes.
Maybe, yeah.
I think that's going to be the official. And, for what it's worth, I mean, I think that is a real aspect of this whole thing is that, especially when you get back to the Sony story, it's like Sony is just one little ant on their big pile of honey.
And were you saying something about Cottonmouth or whatever?
Oh, Diamondback. I'd like to see
Diamondback,
Diamondback.
yeah.
They left his storyline hanging. I mean, yeah, they killed the Doctor. They killed all the Doctors. At least they killed the Doctors. You know, it's like, oh, here's a dead guy who was working on superheroes. What's gonna happen next? Oh, again, don't you think they maybe were doing a little juicing? It's like, you know.
Hey, Dad, I actually.
What do you need to ask me?
If Sony owns the rights back to Spider-Man,
The youth of America.
does that mean they can add Spider-Man into Venom now?
Well, that was always the idea, is that they wanted to. I mean, that might even be a bigger question. Is it that they wanted to put Spider-Man in Venom, and maybe that was the real breakdown.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Maybe Disney was like, "Yeah, no, we don't want Venom anywhere. We don't want this Venom anywhere near our stuff." No.
Yeah, really. It's like, you know, because as I said, people say they made Venom. Venom was good, and I was like, is it though? Is it really?
It's not Disney quality.
To quote Thor, is it though?
It's not MCU.
Yeah, I know. It's. I mean, it was okay. It was. Here's what I'm going to say. It's not actually Deadpool quality. You know, when you talk about. No, I'm going to say Deadpool was a quality film.
Oh yeah, it's better than Venom.
Deadpool was
Yeah.
MCU level. Deadpool was 100% MCU level. I think that everybody at Marvel Disney is saying, yeah, Ryan's safe. You know? I mean,
Oh yeah, I think it's.
I honestly, I think they want to bring. I would think they want to bring, Stewart and McClellan back too. But I think they're also like, oh man, but what if they die? That's the difficult part. It's like, oh man,
I don't think they want to come back. I mean, Stewart's busy on Picard.
Yeah. Stewart's a bit busy right now, and hey, McKellen's down though. I am totally down to be Magneto again. Just ask, please.
Yeah, but I think they want to reboot that whole thing. But yeah,
I mean, he doesn't need the money, but he loves to act, and it's a great character. You know?
But I think they want to reboot. They want to reboot that whole thing. They're not even bringing over McAvoy or any of them. So,
well, there's reasons for that.
yeah, I think the only thing.
I mean, I'm sure if they had better scripts, they would be just fine in the roles. But
the only one that's coming back is Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah. Well, I won't say the only one that's coming back is Ryan Reynolds. I will say Ryan Reynolds is safe.
Oh yeah.
Ryan Reynolds is safe. There's, I mean, they could bring back any number of people. Who played Nightcrawler? That was is that Andy Serkis, or was that the other guy who does?
The newer one.
Oh well, the original one.
Oh,
but, I think one of them.
Oh, Alan Cummings, the first one. He was too. Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to see Alan Cummings back as Nightcrawler. I thought it was a stop motion guy who did Nightcrawler one of the times. But anyway, and of course, I think the guy who plays Colossus is safe too. I think if we bring Colossus in, it's that guy from Deadpool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think if we bring Juggernaut back, it's going to be Ryan Reynolds again.
I'm the Juggernaut.
Yes. He was fantastic as the Juggernaut. Honestly, it was like a Peter Sellers film. It's like, oh, he's in 2 roles. He's amazing. I want to see a film where just Ryan Reynolds plays all the characters. I want to see Ryan Reynolds become the 21st century's
Eddie Murphy. No, I think you say Eddie Murphy.
Peter Sellers. No, Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy is the 21st century's Eddie Murphy. He's still working. He's doing it again in Coming to America 2, Electric Boogaloo. Sorry, Coming to America.
And did I hear somewhere, I think, not to get too far off track, but like, is Eddie Murphy getting like a new stand-up special or something?
Probably. The man has child support payments and all those kind of things, Guy has to pay, and nothing wrong with that, Him and what's her name? The Spice Girl.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah,
Scary Spice.
I didn't want to call her that. I don't like calling her that.
Mel B.
Mel B. Yeah. You know what the problem is there's like 4 Mels in the Spice Girl.
Yeah, exactly.
So which of the Mels was it? which I love because my favorite Doctor Who companion was actually Mel. She was with the Sylvester McCoy run, and she was the fitness one, just like Sporty Spice. Anyway, Sylvester McCoy, best Doctor Who ever. Moving right along. They got a lot. Why? It was kind of telling that they didn't announce anything about Spider-Man at Comic-Con because they're like, I don't know, man, maybe we'll keep the character. It basically showed a complete feeling of, you know what, we could keep him, we could drop him. Really, it's no skin off our nose either way.
Yeah.
We would love to have him. We love the May Happy dynamic. I want May and Happy to be happy together.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, you wore your Marvel shirt.
Yeah.
I was going to wear my Marvel shirt, but I think I wore it last time. And I said, I got to switch it up between my two shirts. See, again, one day, Phil's going to sit down with his son and say, well, I can't send you to college, but look at all of the toys that he bought.
What? I don't buy toys all the time.
It's a shirt. It's a tool. I understand.
Oh, I didn't buy it. This was a gift, so I didn't spend 1 cent.
Oh, okay.
So.
Yes. Well, there you go then. Yes. Philip has friends who give him things. I do not have friends.
Family members, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, don't got a lot of those left too. Yeah. It's great.
Oh, you know what we didn't talk about?
What didn't we talk about? I know there was.
Agents of
Mandalorian.
What? Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which also ties into the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season 7 is coming out. Did you get the chance to look at the trailer?
For Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Yeah.
Yes. That was disturbing. Here's the thing. Is that first scene Nick Fury?
I don't know. From what I couldn't.
Yeah, the very first scene from the back. I thought that was Nick Fury.
That's
it's
what
from
I
the
thought.
back.
I couldn't tell, but that's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean that theoretically could be Mac. He's a tall, black, bald man too.
Yeah.
That could have been Mac. It could have been Nick Fury, but it was definitely there to go. Who's this? I mean, technically, it could be Enoch with a new skin. You don't know. It's and then we get our little. I think it said it's 1931 is its setting, in New York with corrupt cops about to sell something to some ne'er-do-wells of some sort or another, and okay, you can save your question till after I'm done talking. And the Chronotons.
I know the feeling, Tristan.
The Chronotons go there, and they literally okay, spoilers if you haven't seen it yet. Pause, go see it, and then they deface the cop. Like like on a disturbing level. It's like, oh, that's not good. No, that's body horror. It's
Body horror?
definitely the kind of thing that makes you go, what show are you watching? What is this on? It is that was like super disturbing because like at first it's like, I want your face. I'm just thinking, oh, he's gonna scan his face and he's gonna make his face look like that. It's like, nope, he literally wants his face. Literally wanted his face.
So they said
like Rocky Raccoon looking for an arm.
So they said the Chronotons aren't born, so are they like the Borg where they just like basically take other races and make them Chronotons?
They are a super advanced AI creatures, and I honestly believe they are the sex bot apocalypse. I was rooting that Isaac and his people would be part of the sex bot apocalypse, but I actually think the Chronotons were like literally part of the sex bot apocalypse, where some advanced race made these super great AIs, and then they had because we saw how willingly Enoch said, well, there are the brothels.
Yep.
We always do that. We're not unattractive specimens. We could go. We could make some money there, and just totally, So I get the feeling that they were, and then there were other ones. There was, you had your Chronotons that did the anthropology. You had the ones that shot people. There were probably like a couple other groups in there. I assume there were more than just anthropologists and hunters. I got to imagine that there were like at least 3 or 4 groups. And, but yeah, they were just what was left after the sex bot apocalypse. And they just kept on doing what they were doing because, that species had outsourced to the Chronotons. And then once the last of them died off, and the Chronotons just kept on doing what they were doing. And yeah, I think that's I think that they are the sex bot apocalypse because man, that is the perfect robo apocalypse is the sex bot apocalypse.
So are Fitz and Simmons going to be the mother and father of a new race?
They're going to be something. Well, like I said, I think we're going to get the Time Variance Authority. I think at the very end, Deke is going to come back as the head of the Time Variance Authority. It's just another alternate universe Deke, and it's like I'm from the Time Variance Authority. Sort of like what they did with Legends of Tomorrow, which the idea for agents to go full Legends of Tomorrow, it's a fun idea, and I for one endorse that idea. And then we also learned that Ming-Na Wen is going to be in The Mandalorian.
Yes.
Which is that other new series, and again, and that, of course, is the thing. Is people said, "Oh, what's going to happen when these shows go off the air? What's going to happen to our characters?" Like I said, well, first off, the actors are going to do other things because they're all beloved in the Disney family, and Disney is a really classic studio where they say, "Okay, you guys are our actors, and so we're going to just put you in different things." And like, okay,
Well, I mean,
are they well written? Yeah.
Well, yeah, Ming-Na Wen's been in stuff for, forever. Because I mean, she did a.
Oh yeah, she's the original Disney princess.
Oh yeah, they love her over there. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Although, man, gotta say, the current Mulan apparently had courted some controversy. Oh, you didn't hear about that?
I don't think
the actress, and I forget her name, but the actress who was playing Mulan in the live action Mulan basically said, the Hong Kong protesters aren't being cool.
Oh, yeah.
And it was
something about
how can you support China against the Hong Kong protesters? And it's like, well, I'm not Chinese, so maybe that's part of it. But also maybe that actually is a good strategic move for the Mulan franchise, which is going to be shown in China, which is like about Chinese people defending against invaders from outside of China. And
I mean, I guess reporters ask you questions on the red carpet and stuff, but if you're an actor, don't answer political questions. It's like no matter.
Well, I think she tweeted something. I think she actually just felt it. Yeah, well, tweet. As our president has not yet learned, tweeting is not the way to convey a message.
Oh yeah, from what I hear, publicists hate Twitter because I mean, you know how many careers Twitter has brought down in the last couple of years.
Yeah. Oh boy, what is Rob yelling at us about?
Just read.
So I don't know. Rob keeps on posting something.
I know. So do you want to end this here and then we can get Lilith Hellfire in here?
Yeah, let's get Lilith Hellfire in this. Is she even ready?
I don't know,
but that's okay. We love you, Lilith, and we can't wait to talk to you. So really, tune, scroll up, scroll down, scroll to the left, scroll to the right. We're everywhere here on Capes and Lunatics. And if you'd like to talk to us personally, Philip, how can they?
You can always get a hold of me. You can email me nightwingpdp@gmail.com. On Twitter, I am @nightwingpdp. And you can always get a hold of the Capes and Lunatics on all social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Go subscribe to the YouTube channel. It'll tell you when we're live, or you can watch us here on getvocal.com live. Call the voicemail, 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES.
Okay. That old-fashioned email way the way our moms and paws once did at superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's superconnectivityblog, all one word, @gmail.com. Of course, follow me on Twitter as I live tweet the last season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. coming soon to a TV near you @Charlie Esser. That's CHARLI ESSER, but for the two E's in the middle.
For quality. Bing!
There it goes. All right. Thank you for connecting with us, ladies and gentlemen. Please, super connect with us again next week.
Good night.
Tristan, what was your question?
30 seconds. What's your question, boy?
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is owned by the MCU, right?
What?
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. takes place in the MCU, right?
Yes, it does.
Does that mean the Ghost Rider there takes place in the MCU?
Yes, the Ghost Rider is in the MCU. That is established.
Oh, did you see? I think they were saying like.
Oh well, we have to watch the old episode
for a little more for a little more money, they're gonna like you can bundle. You're gonna be able to bundle Hulu with Disney Plus, I think.
Hulu, you're gonna be able to do Disney Plus into Hulu.
Yeah,
as one thing.
Yes.
Okay, well that's what I wanted. So perfect. Thank you.